Hello, and welcome back to another episode of my Rebel Inc. Let's Play. I'm here, Pistachio Forest, as the Warlord. For those of you new to my channel, welcome. As a returning, welcome back. Briefly, I am disabled with long COVID. I'm tired all the time. I can't think very clearly, so I apologize. Sometimes I can't both play the game and talk, or of course, here I get gray zones this time. Last time the tank mare was in the mountains, which is obnoxious. If I lose my train of thought, etc., train of thought, etc., I try, but this is a brutal disease. Let's set up my HQ there. The largest city. We start with a few supporters. Still gonna have to go all in on stabilizing quick. But the warden isn't nearly as bad as the tank commander for stabilizing stuff. Even the general's better than the tank commander because at least he can potentially roll out troops early and use them to get intel or help roll out initiatives faster. Tank commander is by far the worst general on almost every map except Saffron Fields, maybe. International assistance, super early. Water supplies, space slightly just to reduce inflation impact. Also, Ward starts with local militia funded nicely. Could be all the way for that to come down further. Vet to procurement. Inflation come down a tiny bit because I'm going to do compulsory work. Then a whole string of initiatives. It's not worth it unless you have enough things that helps roll out. There we go. Still something you need space. A little though. Expansion. Refugee crisis predicted. Oh great, more corruption. I have to run anti-corruption measures then. Or at least the first level. This also costs money, so delay. Slightly. Land. Oh, there's some corruption. Expand healthcare. Basic sanitation. Advanced sanitation. Delaying this as long as possible because of its huge effects on inflation and corruption. So trying to roll out a lot of cheap stuff so they won't earn services, but infrastructure or development. Refugees being housed there. God. The infrastructure, even though it's at $4, because if the cherries ran that too quickly after I ran it, catastrophic inflation needed to come down a little, because it is based on how much inflation you would get plus some more. All right. Education demand, huh? Protect the green zone. Can't really do anything with the forest just yet. Way less inflation from that stuff now. I need to make sure electricity gets done soon. Dirt roads complete by charity. Good. So much for doing what I was going to do. I'll grab universal justice now. Sure, it costs a bit of money. Has no rollout time, and I desperately need the support now. Nowhere is stabilizing quick enough. My headquarters, nothing. Alright, they're not going to attack the green zone yet. No, they are. It's faint. There's the camp. airstrike on it or expands any further. Refugee crisis reaches breaking point. Improve on existing refugee aid packages and fast track some of those deemed most at risk. Reputation decreases support level here, where I guess I don't actually care that much. Give land. Because I desperately need. You freaking kidding me? I had a chance. B4. And save. Decent enough, that's probably gonna screw me. On average, that made sense, and in terms of not getting horrendously screwed, it made sense. Most of the time, not getting screwed. At this point, I have to run National Soldiers off because they cost you effectively. Some more garrisons. That's a decent place. Can add some zone security. Really need it. If there's a red zone next to that city, I'll never stabilize. And now they attack as soon as. Power station. Expensive as heck. I need it though. See. Support. A little higher now. Put me into debt though. School supplies. So some areas with CERN. Need some nationals there. It'd take forever to get there. Covering this up, I cannot afford costs of not doing so. Doesn't seem to be anyone. They're going this way. More troops. They haven't yet initiated combat. Green zone's getting attacked. Darn it. Screw that. The game always tries to fuck you with where stuff appears. Didn't I just do that? Eh. I need more anti-corruption. This guy's patrol on there. Let's see. Main roads. Some more nationals. Garrison. This. Fit this little pressure. Accessible cover up. Nationals are too weak to operate down there independently. General's engagement. As usual, like it knows where you're going. The game will do everything in its power to screw you. Like so. It's not that easy to hit civilians unless you're practically trying. Which sometimes there are people who are, admittedly. So you can see there's a garrison there. Closest eradication. General's engagement. Too many civilians hit. So far, so good. Except that I'm gonna lose lack of stability if this zone doesn't stabilize darn soon. Here, media office. That last tiny push. I need to a shared air force. Fine, because I need the rep. screwed me 12 lights the Sunday before. I at least need the car up to succeed. Nope. I know it saves coming. Some of you will hate it. You know, if the freaking devs would not just be absolutely nauseous with how they set the numbers in this game. Like how hard is to stabilize stuff. How quick your rep goes down, more importantly. Not do that, unfortunately. They want to push the whole idea that counterinsurgency fails because it's really, really hard, not because actually there's a ton of corruption in the contractors and politicians don't try and make the thing work. They try and get rich off of it because invading random countries is not about anything other than making the rich richer. You know, countries like Iraq. Sure, Osama was based out of Afghanistan, but it was Iraq that the US invaded in 2003, and Pakistan, where Osama was actually caught because that area is porous as hell. Anyone who knows anything about it can say you can tell you just can't. Go around expecting people to stay in one place around there. Alright, they've won there. Have to crush that pocket, or I'm pretty well screwed. It's been there distracting my forces way too long. You'd feel endurance in that drone. So the combat bonuses last longer. Victory. Where are their hammers? Here. They might get there in time. Maybe. Probably unlikely though. So I'm here to keep supporting these guys. Less. There. So why? Just need civil assistance. You're still there. Just completed. These guys I'll send home to increase support. These guys patrol back and forth. Little. At least be in the area. Could fall quicker. Corruption is a major concern now. Oh, bloody, eh? There we go. Fight. Send them home. They helped as long as they could. Those initiatives. Urgh. And the mustering for attack. Not good. Not good. It's determined not to. Let me see the. Efforts to reduce insurgent capability fail. Just in the rules of engagement here. It's not gonna allow that. I don't know, local militia dealt with the other unit. And the local militia got destroyed. It cleared that one insurgent. Sometimes one strength insurgents can be dealt with by militia. But yeah, dirtbag politicians don't care if soldiers die, don't care if operations fail, they only care if they get reelected. And get rich speaking tour fees. to do. Can't afford to lose that zone. That was just enough. Good. Mind you, I am a leftist. I'm not saying that these invasions were a good thing. I'm saying the politicians have no interest seem to succeed, things that shouldn't have been done in the first place, but no interest doesn't mean they were intentionally trying to make it fail, just that it didn't matter to them whether it succeeded or not. Ultimately, it wasn't their asses on the line, it was the young men and women sent to die for their wars. Debt, because I bring down corruption. Time for civilians shakedown. Bring that debt to a more reasonable level. Bloody national soldiers, they're asking for bonuses like every 2 seconds. There's enough time to stop that. Deserters. Okay, uniform will stabilize very soon, thankfully. Those aren't stable, need jobs though, and I don't have the money. Just gonna run blockades because I need all the funding I can get. Some now generate a bit of money. Another attack. Soon coming. Maybe. Can't leave this guy some place to him. It's coming there. And corruption purge to slow that loss of rep. Surge. Could it say mass? Maybe. National Surge. The war, that's actually really fast. Increase my maximum cap for Warlord troops, even though they're expensive. Let's grab strategic communications. I need to stabilize more zones faster. Alternative to this is to run the freaking game over and over until I get good enough RNG to win. It's annoying how much money I have to keep in reserve because these stupid bonuses. At this point. I best do some development discussions regardless. Where are they about to attack? Development bank, because I'm going to need the remote subsidies. These guys help roll out there. Checking the corruption loss because another set of anti-corruption purges can halt that, but I haven't actually gotten much. water, so it might roll out there soon. Oh. We're there. Submits time. That rolls out there. Remove subsidies. Boom. This need to be attacking there. Oh. Mind that. Outreach. Since what I need to stabilize is mostly remote zones. And rights. High desertion rate, increased pay, national soldiers. I'll be done before they arrive. Let's go check there, make sure there's no camps popping up. Since that's what would really get me. Gotta keep throwing insurgents for rep. They're gonna send home and increase support. More security. Security checkpoints here. Ah! Sure, how Intel improve project plus security. Increase expansion. Can't afford to have zones get captured again, even briefly. I mean, very, very tight on rep. Garrison. Garrison's equal money now. Rural outreach. That's a little faster. Cancel movement. Oh, I'll never know. Bonus. Priests also help with being able to stabilize zones next to red zones. It's not just attacking there again. Excess funds finally from the military. So my national soldiers are strong enough to actually attack. Into the mountains in a sec. So we can do democratic transition. better roads first, though. With some safes coming, which really is just the equivalent to doing this many times. Bit of luck. So far, so good. Roads so I can hold area with less, so I have more troops for attacking. Also gives a combat bonus, so troops actually fight better. There's the roads. From the military again. Darn it, got some corruption out of it. Pastime and grab national travel logistics. Some soldiers fight better and move faster. Alright, time to try advance. Need precision munitions also to stop these civilian hits. Serious support by 2 garrisons, so it might work. Nope. Not without garrison reinforcements. Not even with garrison reinforcements. Not necessarily gonna actually deploy these guys, because they'll demand bonuses. I'm just gonna use them to get the national arms upgrade. Still not enough though. Rapid air rotation. There we go. Airstrike. Tip the balance in my favor. I have have 1 national soldier in reserve if I need it. Already paid for. Garrison money. Yes, please. Nice. Now, things are starting to go my way. Can't afford that quite yet. The corruption effects and here we go. There's a little wreck to corruption, but I'll draw stuff sooner. Can't do this forever because the bonuses get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I just want to do this instead of waiting for another fun military event. Still livestock development. It's a cheap jobs initiative. Still no support, are we? Could be because these guys are do civil integration. That often helps a lot with the Warlord. Yep. So I guess they weren't technically anything to do with the military, because they need star troops. And repercussions. $11 bonus. $9 bonus. Oh, that'll be done before they even get there. No point in taking the risk. Telecoms 2. Can afford it at this point. Hope it's exponentially more effective the more places have it. Threats equal rep equals funding. Because my budget is reduced below reputation. Bonus $12 now. You know, budget is slowly increasing. Good. Just help somewhat with the National Soldier. Need another one in reserve so I can do the anti-ED vehicle upgrade thing. Cover up, because why not? It's actually realistic to. You guys have followed when there was the whole WikiLeaks thing. One of the big things that got them to come after Julian Assange was that he put out a video that proved the U.S. was covering up airstrikes at civilians. There was a journalist who was killed by a airstrike, and the U.S. government tried to deny that it was caused by a U.S. airstrike. I mean, had officially denied it, and WikiLeaks was able to prove that was a lie. And so they came after Assange and tried to put him in prison rather than just admitting they'd lied. And that they were in the wrong for that. They could have even said something like, we had to do it because whatever. No, they just... Anyhow. Of course, they didn't have to be in the country in the first place, so anything that follows from there, including leaks information, well, that's the fault of, you know, the country making unjustified invasions. So it's the whole thing is still kind of ridiculous. Anti-ED vehicle upgrades, and they still can't fight successfully there. I guess they are badly outnumbered. I did bring in superior air support. I need to deploy those guys soon. If this keeps up, it's gonna start digging into my money way faster. I can earn it, but on the military. Pay him a bonus. Still losing. Alright. It is getting to where I can just turn a blind eye, though. So. Corruption lose me a little rep, but it won't lose me funding. Helps me be able to continue this. Accumulate funds to get strength in the military further. And wait for garrisons that take way too long between them, but they add to my funding. Slow crawl to the mountains, but victory is practically inevitable at this point, as long as I don't do anything dumb. It's gonna take quite a while, though. It's the point of keeping ahead of insurgent activity with threats and can win most places. Look at reputation. It's been steady tick upwards. Military is strong enough, I'll be able to advance. A bit of luck. A couple of those, and I haven't got any. Corruption. Let's see how let's have these guys advance. Decent amount of support for Golf Oscar now. The more advanced, the more you gain advantage. The more you gain advantage, the faster I can advance. Also build up a big enough rep buffer that I can do democratic transition even if I can't push further. So, there's that. Do wonder what caused protests no one to be concerned with the turn a blind eye. Is it civil integration? Military repercussions. This might be stupid and arrogant, but I think at this point I can do a democratic transition. Just play on the elections, but find that military. Jeez, I'm losing the zone even with the super strong soldiers. So many insurgents hang out there. Precision munitions to avoid airstrikes. Mass investment in rolling out electricity all over the place. So that hopefully it'll end up in the mounds here. Oh, there we go. Police stuff finally is back. Because the police aren't rolling often or fast enough. Wish I could tell. Had some rep. So the more support in zone, the harder it is for it to be captured. Especially if you're hostile pops. So, guys to help roll that out. That wasn't necessary. Yeah, it's gonna be done before they get there. Working for ways to optimize things, but fall elections managed to gain some rep. Various sources of funding manpower increasing its surging capability. Like the threats. Increasing the capability. Rapid air rotation so we can get this camp quick. I'd have a hard time spying more fighters. Defeated fighters 156. Hey. Let's bring some coalition troops. The last push I can probably manage. Here in case they attack while this scene's moving east. Another garrison, for sure. Boy, I could get one there. I'm gonna donate to charity. Support. Most of all. Let's see if I can crush this last pocket. Yeah, human terrain system. So these guys don't generate stability all over the place. University with oversight. Commercial support. Jobs. Dramatic fall in Chalmer battalion rate. Good headline. Both good for the operation and, well, kind of thing you like to hear in real life. Full form means the right laws. In 2033. Yeah. Seems to be held. I apologize. That music in the background, that's not me playing it. Someone obnoxious doing that. Unfortunately. No control over that. I'm sure YouTube will try and use it to grieve me. To charity. Pay bonus because corruption is a bit high right now. For elections. One more rep. Judges higher corruption scandal. Arrest them. Decrease corruption risk. Increase support. It's guaranteed to work. And victory. Could have started peace talks to get you more rep, but whatever. Victory's victory. I kept thinking, I didn't realize how close that zone was to stabilizing. And who cares about running up the score, really? Especially when I had to save scum some of it. Now, to finish off the 5 thing, all I need is the tank commander in the zone, which is going to be a real pain. I have to probably run it again and again and hope for good RNG. But that'll be later. Hope you folks enjoyed this. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. And may you always find guidance star we do. Until next time, it's Northstar. Adieu.